Hey guys, Shane here with One Shift at a Time, and we're back for the final power rankings of the XFL. Sorry I did miss last week. We were in Toronto for the week, but we got you here for the end. Let's start off right away with the number 18, and it's quite obvious it's going to be the Orlando Guardians. They're 1-8 this season. Man, they lost another 2 in a row heading into this week. I bet you they're just waiting for this season to end so they can reevaluate the team and hopefully put a better product on the field next year. Yeah, the end isn't going to be much prettier as they do take on the St. Louis Battlehawks, and the Battlehawks are going to be hungry. So it's not looking good for them. Number 7, we do have the Vegas Vipers. They're not much better at 2-7. They've also lost 2 in a row. Probably a very similar mindset where they're just waiting for this season to wind down. I'm hoping next season they can get a better home field as well. But they like to close out this season against the Seattle Seadragons. Again, these teams are both going against teams that are very hungry for points. Number 6 is going to be the San Antonio Brahmas. They're moving up. They're 3-6, and they're getting back into the win column this week with that big win over the Orlando Guardians. But it doesn't get any easier, and they do try and finish off the season against one of the best teams in the XFL, and that is the DC Defenders. Number 5, it's going to be the Arlington Renegades. They're 4-5, and they came up just short against the DC Defenders. So the fact that they could go to toe-to-toe and they just lost 28-26 to, as I said, the best team in the XFL, that has to be pretty good. They're in a really good spot to get that second position in the South, so they should be in the playoffs as well. Number 5, it is the St. Louis Battlehawks. They're 6-3, and that loss to the seadragons, that really did hurt this week. I can't believe that one of these teams is going to miss the playoffs, talking about the seadragons and the Battlehawks. That is most unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. I do like the way that the tiebreaker is based on points, so teams aren't kneeling it out early. They're trying to put more points on the board, and I love to see that. Number 3, it is the team that beat them, the 6-3 Seattle Seadragons. They got, as we talked about, got back into the win column with that very important win over the Battlehawks, but they have not clinched yet. This is going to go right down to the wire, so they have to not only win against Vegas, but they're going to have to put up a lot of points because, okay, the Battlehawks are going to win their remaining games, so both teams have to win, and then it's going to come down to which team has gotten the best points for and against. So it's going to be coming right down to the line. Number 2, and clinched, it is the Houston Roughnecks. They're 6-3, and yeah, they clinched the South quite easily, as they are the only team in the division that has a winning record. That's kind of sad, especially, as I said, when 2 teams in the North are not going to make the playoffs, or one of those 2 teams is not. They're probably going to be resting players this week, as they do take on the Renegades on Sunday. And number 1, it is the 8-1, best record in the XFL, DC Defenders, and they've looked dominant all season. They'll also be hosting a playoff game, but they do have one opponent left, and that this weekend is going to be the San Antonio Brahmas. Let me know in the comments below how you thought this season went. Did your team do as well as you hoped? I know we have quite a few St. Louis Battlehawk fans. I think they did quite well, and I think there's going to be a lot of people cheering for them this weekend. Hit the like button on this video, share this thing around. If you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.